2023 Board of County Commissioners 5:30 business meeting. We want to welcome those of you who are here with us at the courthouse and those who are joining us online. Some of you may be here to provide public comment, and the Board of Douglas County Commissioners welcomes public comment. In advance, we thank you for following these procedures. Each action item on the agenda will offer an opportunity for relevant public comment about that topic. We ask that you wait until the agenda item you're here for comes up for discussion. Comments related to agenda items are welcome after the board has had an opportunity to review and discuss the topic. Board of County Commissioners will invite comments on topics not on the agenda during the general public comment directly after we consider the consent agenda. This is a time for addressing issues not on today's agenda, but related to the general business of the Douglas County Commission. First, call on folks who are here in person. Then we'll turn to any online commenters who are here with us tonight. If you're here on Zoom, please plan to use the raise your hand function when the time comes and listen for staff to call your name. All comments will be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask everyone to give their full name and Douglas County residence for our meeting minutes. All public comments should be directed to the Douglas County Commission. Campaigning for public office is not allowed. We reserve the right to mute and remove any speaker who is vulgar, rude, or inappropriate. Public should also know that comments received by the commission during our meetings do not represent the views of Douglas County government. Visual aids are used during the meeting. The presenter will share their screen. Please know that online participants will not be able to view them without a computer, smartphone, or tablet during tonight's meeting. Materials are published online for your reference as well. Lastly, recording of this meeting will be available on our YouTube page and website. Our agenda this evening is rather short. We have 4 items on our consent agenda, then we'll have general public comment. We don't have any regular agenda items, so after general public comment, we'll move to appointments and Commissioner or Administrator miscellaneous before we adjourn. Start with our consent agenda. Commissioners, any of the 4 items would you like removed for further discussion? Nope. Anyone here in the public or online like to remove a consent agenda item for further discussion? Okay, seeing none, I would entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Commissioner Reed, move to approve consent agenda items 2.1 through 2.4.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved 3-0. We'll move to general public comment. Is there anyone here who'd like to provide general public comment?
As I spoke last week, I said I'd come back in here with these numbers.
Michael, can you introduce yourself? And
No, I'm good. As I said last week, I would come back in here with these numbers. You had a list of 222 high runs for the ambulance, and that was portrayed as though it was homeless. 10 of those people were above 90 years old. I know for a fact that we have nobody on the streets that's 90 years old. Those 10 are automatically out of the mix. Another 37 of them are above the age of 75. They're 75 or older. I interact with these camps quite a bit. I haven't run into anybody in their 70s. I went ahead 5 years and picked 75 as the cutoff, 37 more. I will tell you there were quite a few more in the 70 to 72, 73, 4 range. My point is, when you're going to talk about homeless, if you're going to try to fix these problems, you have first got to approach the data truthfully, honestly, and realistically. And it offends those that are actually trying to change the issue when people bring in skewed data like this to make the problem look worse than what it actually is. I'm not going to dispute any of the rest of the point you were trying to make, but the data has to be accurate for you to make that point in a public meeting like this. Before I leave, I want to have everybody welcome Troy Squire back to the force, back from his 2-year hiatus, avoiding civil remedies for his civil rights violations in 2020 by saying that it was okay for his officers to threaten charges to gain compliance, that he would be okay with it today, he'd be okay with it tomorrow. It's tomorrow. He's in a badge. You guys should be concerned about that. And I hope that Armbruster keeps him on a little tighter leash than Heffley did.
I don't see anybody else here to provide public comment. Is there anyone online? Okay, we'll close public comment. We don't have any regular agenda items. We do have an appointment, I believe, that Sarah sent us yesterday. Maybe the day before yesterday.
Yes, commissioners, it's the appointment to the Food Policy Council for the Chamber of Commerce representative position. I'm going to pull it up too.
Mackie Moore.
Hmm?
Hmm. Chamber of Commerce. Commissioners, do you need more time or are we ready to appoint Mackie?
I have not had a chance to have a conversation with Mackie, but I love having a Haskell connection with food policy. And it's sometimes hard to get folks to serve there. So I think if we have someone who's willing and qualified like we see here, then I don't see any problem in holding up the nomination unless anybody else is hoping to make a conversation first.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. And haven't had any direct conversations with him about this appointment. But have seen him quite engaged in a variety of events through like Forward Cities and some other stuff that has happened since then, including pitch competitions at Haskell. So I'm happy to see he's willing to serve and appreciate that there's representation. So but I don't have it right in front of me. So if one of you with a computer I want to make sure I get all the names right of the board, that'd be great.
Happy to make a motion to appoint Mackie Moore to the Douglas County Food Policy Board to serve in the Chamber of Commerce liaison to the Food Policy Council.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 3-0. Any other appointments? That was the only one I had on my list. Okay. We'll move to Administrator Miscellaneous.
Commissioners, my memo is in the packet and it's pretty brief this week. Be in budget thrust this week, and I think we'll have a few more agenda items next week, but it still should be pretty light.
Great.
That's all I've got.
Commissioners, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, we'll see each other tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. We're adjourned.